Every pay-per-click campaign has symptoms. Some are mild, while others are critical. With the marketing landscape becoming more competitive and budgets shrinking, ensuring your PPC campaigns are well thought out and healthy is imperative. So, how can marketing teams ensure they optimize their PPC campaigns for maximum impact? Welcome to this episode of the B2B Marketers on a Mission podcast, and I'm your host, Christian Klepp. Today, I'll be talking to Serge Nguele, who will be answering this question. He's the founder at Your PPC Doctor who specializes in implementing PPC solutions for companies. Tune in to find out more about what this B2B marketer's mission is. Okay, and here we go. Mr. Serge Nguele, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Christian. How are you today?
I'm great, and I'm really looking forward to this conversation because I'll be honest with you, I was looking through the archive of all the past episodes, and I have to say, nobody has been on the show that is going to talk about this topic. So this is the first time, right?
Oh, yeah, good to hear. We'll try to bring some value to all the millions of listeners out there.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's dive in because I think this is going to be an interesting topic. And I don't know about you, perhaps you run across this many times, but in my space and in my network, the moment people hear pay-per-click or PPC, they get a little bit like, I don't know. Oh, I'm not sure. And this is part of the reason, a big part of the reason why I've asked somebody like yourself to come on the show. It's to take the ickiness out of this topic and get them to understand why it's important, right? So let's dive into the first question, okay? So, Serge, you're on a mission to listen. I love this one. Listen, diagnose, and prescribe the right pay-per-click solutions for B2B companies. So, for this conversation, let's focus on the topic of how to optimize your PPC campaigns for maximum impact. So, I'm going to kick off this conversation with the following question. What is it about PPC that you wish more people understood?
Yeah, thanks, Christian, for your question. And to quickly touch on what you've said about PPC, that's the story of my life. You know, when people are asking, "What do you do?" and I will say pay per click, I will start explaining. And they will just nod, and I will be like, not quite sure they got it. But the quick way would be just to tell them whenever you search for anything online, you go on Google or whichever search engine and we'll touch on it. There is not only Google, when it's come to PPC, you type your keyword and you will see a lot of links coming, and the one with a little ad, which means advertising, that's pay per click. They would say, yeah, that's fine. But to come to your question, when it's come to PPC, really what I wish most marketer our understanding is that PPC, which stands for pay per click, and it's pay per click because whenever you type a keyword and you click on the link coming, there is someone paying, the advertiser, not usually the user. That's why it's pay per click. And what is good to I wish many people, understood about it is that PPC it's about buying time to test your market assumptions, because all of us, all the businesses, it's really happening not when you have the click, but it's after the click, what's happening there. So when done right, PPC is one of the fastest way I know of to validate the messaging, your offer, your positioning. And I wish more marketers understood that PPC is in a silo. It's a feedback engine, really. And when you use it to inform your market product fit, your sales messaging, or even your customer experiences, it really goes beyond clicks, and that's where you get the magic out of PPC.
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it, Serge, and thanks for sharing that. Um, we're going to touch on this, I think, even more later on, but just, from a very top level perspective, why do you think a lot of people feel, even marketers feel, that PPC is a waste of marketing investment?
Yes, with this one, if I'm taking from advertiser, let's say you, Christian, you are a business person. The way, well, yeah, when it's coming to PPC, it's fair to talk more about Google because yeah, Google is having 90% of the market. So we will say Google, but Google is not the whole PPC, as we'll see a bit later. So let's say what Google has done over the year is to really make it easy for pretty much anyone on the planet to be in a position to choose a few keywords, enter their credit card, and in a matter of minutes, they would have an ad running, showing up to people. So that's the easy part, but that's not doing PPC. And what is happening out of it, it's soon enough they will realize, oh, okay, we are having a lot of clicks, but not what we are expecting, which means sales or whatever is that is making their bottom line. And a lot of client I would be seeing advertiser, it will be after that phase where they found themselves, out of pocket of hundred, if not thousands of click, and they will all of them they will come like PPC doesn't work. And I would say, yeah, it's normal for it not to work if you because it's a job, I'm not here to defend, my job, but yeah, it's taking time to be a PPC expert. So really, from me, starting from the beginning, where people are doing what they are not meant to do, is not like me. Tomorrow I won't be going out there and say I'm a podcast host. That would be an insult on all the learning you went through, to be where you are. So for me, that's really the key problem. So basically, it's yeah, it's a waste because a lot of unqualified people, and I'm saying this, respectfully, are just, wasting budget essentially.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing you say is like part of it is certainly a lack of expertise. The other one is also perhaps even a lack of strategy, and we're going to talk about that later on in the conversation. But that is a great segue to the next question about key pitfalls that you think B2B marketers should avoid when it comes to PPC. So what are those key pitfalls, and what should they be doing instead?
Yes, and this will be complementing my answer because yeah, I focus it on advertiser directly. But let's say when PPC experts are doing are running campaigns for their clients. So this is to this question. So it's mainly PPC has said it's one of the quickest way to really generate clicks out there. That's fine, but that's just the beginning. But even before getting there, so it's the strategy beforehand, because yeah, it's quite easy to set the keyword, generate click, and realize the website is not ready, the offer is not what it was supposed to be, and it's bringing us, to really plan before even starting creating your first campaign. That means the strategy. What is that? Your product? Are you understanding your market? What's your positioning? The competition? What are you bringing to the market? So that's the strategy. Once you clear with it, it will make it easy for you to say, okay, I'm understanding the market. This is my offer. This is what I'm bringing, different, in the market space. And now this is the strategy, the approach I'm going to use to reach out to those people. Where are those people even, searching for the product or service I'm going to promote online? Because yeah, when we say PPC, it's a full funnel. If we take Google, for example, people will be having multiple touch points to see your product. Yeah, I've been talking more about keywords, but there is a lot more than that. And if I ask you how are you searching online, you are not only typing keyword, but you are self advertising because you've given some information about who you are, and um, search engine and marketing platform are having those information about you, your age, your job, how much you earn. All of those insight are what would be part of the strategy, how you approach the market. Now, once that is done properly, and let's say the campaign is already running, it's how are you measuring success? And there it will be all the vanity metrics. So, okay, it's good to have impression, clicks, but what about the bottom line? Because yeah, if you are investing, who says investment expect a return out of that investment? So if you measure only how many people are clicking on your website, that's you are missing the point. So question would be how many are converting, whatever is that you define as a conversion. Now, another part would be how you set your campaign. Um, I said how easy Google could, make it to create a PPC campaign. They have also a lot of automatic function that have. This is not the point. I'm not here, to do a very cheap Google bashing, but I mean, yeah, this platform are having. Well, I will say polite, just insane, feature, making it just kind of a waste of budget, where you'll have the keyword targeting, the network you shouldn't be, advertising on to say let. So those setting and also aligning to the sales objective. So those are, a few ways. So I said quite a lot. To bring it more into structure, I would say first of all is strategy before even thinking of creating the campaign. You have your strategy, and then once your campaign are there, I said, but yeah, I would keep on repeating it. The click is just the beginning of it. So what are you measuring? So having real metrics, not vanity metrics like click CTR, and then setting your campaigns. A lot of advertisers are on set and forget, not doing anything. And guess what? It wouldn't work, because you have to optimize continuously and then align with business goals.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, I've been writing furiously as you're talking, but like what I'm hearing you say, and I think it's absolutely right, that people tend to forget that PPC, and in fact, a lot of these other initiatives, they're all part of an ecosystem, right? And it's all you have to think about it like, okay, so where is this going to go? Because as you rightfully said, the click is just the beginning. When they click, where are they going? Where are they going to land? Is it going to be a landing page? Is it going to be an ad? And after they've scanned the content on that said page or that ad, what do you want them to do? So, what's the call to action? Where are you going to funnel them from there after that? What's the follow through? So, it almost seems to me like this has to all be mapped out. It doesn't just stop with PPC, right?
Yes. And even there, quickly, before you asked your other question, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt.
No, no.
I would say it's all tied to the strategy because, yeah, could be a lot of things. You can use PPC because you want to test something on your website. Uh, you can use PPC because you want to complement what you are doing with your organic traffic strategy. Most recently, I was refer a prospective client, and they came to me saying we are doing well on our organic search. Now we wanna bring PPC to complement all of that and expand. So yeah, all of those things are part of the strategy. So and it will be different if you are coming because you wanna test something on your landing page. That's mean, for example, your main metrics. Uh, to go back to what I've said, clicks your clicks wouldn't be a vanity metrics because you really want people, to come there and, validate whatever you want on the landing page. Whereas if you are there to generate leads, probably you want, content yourself only with clicks. You will want people, to fill your lead form,
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Serge, you've touched on this already, but like let's expand on it further. So, what do you think are the the main causes of underperforming paid search campaigns. So, from your experience, what do you think the real underlying problems are? And I suppose one of them is a lack of strategy, certainly.
Yeah, it's starting from there, Christian. Yeah, you said it, a lack of strategy. But okay, let's assume you are there. You are getting clicks. So there, one of the main cause of underperforming campaign, I would say, it's that whenever I audit account, a lot of them are just flying kind of blind. That means the tracking is even wrong. This is something I should start with it, but he has a good case to talk about it. It's yeah, when you have the campaign, so you need to make sure you track every single click. Otherwise, how would you even know what is performing? So this is the main cause of underperforming campaigns. For me, it's weak tracking and measurement, and that means if you can't trust your data, you can't optimize. And at this point, because yeah, you have business people listening to this, an important part, an important one, a lot of people are not advertising. It's also the invalid traffic. You have a lot of, especially now with AI and all bots, we have out there, and this there is a staggering, number of invalid traffic. So, and this is, a proper study. So, in certain vertical, more than 20% of click received are all invalid. So that means if you factor that to properly understand, that means whatever you are receiving, 20% of those clicks are wrong. So that means you're working with wrong data. That means everything that would follow after that are just assumption based on 20% of wrong information. So this is an important one, and I would say as advertiser, and this is something, for example, uh, yeah, I don't want to oversell, but what we do in with your PPC Doctor, those are things I'm putting in place to really be working with invalid traffic, company. There are a few out there, but yeah, I'm working with Lunio, for example, which is our partner. So those I would recommend, not necessarily Lunio, but you find whoever you want to work with. But this is really important to make sure you are receiving, the right information. So weak tracking and measurement, and then ignoring the funnel in the process. So when again, as I was saying, depending on what you want to achieve, you will have different goals and you will be optimizing your campaign differently uh, regarding what you want to achieve. So a lot of campaigns are only targeting bottom of funnel intent, but and they will be missing all the other funnels. So yeah, to develop quickly about the funnel. So yeah, roughly we would have the awareness, and then so that means people are just discovering they want something, so they want to know what their options are out there into that phase, and then they would have the consideration where okay, then they are quite definite about what they want. Now they are starting making their decision, and then it will be the conversion phase where they are in a position to decide and buy essentially. So when you set your campaign, you have to be considerate of all those phases, because yeah, someone who is in the awareness phase, they will just be there to consider their options. They won't be buying, and you need to factor that uh, so that your campaign, your strategy, that's tied back to strategy. That's mean okay, you will plan your campaign to spend a certain amount or invest a certain amount to reach people in their awareness phase, and then uh, another amount to bring them to consider, and another one in consideration. And when you tie that to the whole ecosystem, we said PPC is just a a fraction of your the whole marketing ecosystem. So that's mean, okay, awareness. How are you going to once they click and you have that information, are you following up with an email, to just keep them alive and making sure when they are in a position to convert, if they see your ad, they take that decision. And then the third one, it's generic ad copies. All we've said. So people, when they are considering, they won't be in the same, state of mind, like when they are just there to discover or when they want to buy. So you need also, with your messaging, to differentiate all those phases. People in the awareness, you want them to know you are there. They might even be coming, online, already having their assumption, some of their preferred brand, so if you come into that moment, your message should be to tell them, we are here, we could be an option for you. When they are there to consider, your message need to be different, and so on, when they are ready to to convert. And even there, could be, remarketing as well, because if they already know about you, you won't come again with the same message. You need to try something different. It could be, if you have a discount or whatever, could bring value. So a lot to say here, but yeah, to summarize, I know, yeah, I said quite a lot, but to summarize, the main thing would be, really the tracking and measurement. You need to track. If you don't track, you are flying blind. Then consider the funnel. So at which stage people are, which micro moment are they there because they want to know, or are they there because they want to buy, are they, all those, the funnel. And the third one would be, having a differentiated ad copy to match all of that.
Fantastic, fantastic. You did say a lot, but I think it was very important because what you were explaining was you were expanding on, not just, again, it's I think for me it's also beyond the PPC because it's understanding the buyer's journey. First of all, who the buyers are, and then what stage of the journey that you're at. I think you mentioned it at least 3 times from what I can remember.
Okay.
Are they, no, and I think it's important because are they in the discover stage where they haven't, they're just looking around first to see what the options are, or are they at the stage where they're already bought in and they're ready to buy? Two completely different motivations, different messaging, different copy is required, right? And if people are using this, I would just call it like the one size fits all approach,
Yeah,
right? That's a recipe for failure, right?
exactly.
Okay, fantastic. Moving on to the next question. So break it down for us here. How can, based on everything that you said, how can B2B marketers optimize their PPC campaign? So what are the steps? What are the key components that need to be in that process to make this successful?
So at this point, yeah, we'll assume, uh, they had their strategy right. So yeah, the first one would be fix your tracking to make sure you are tracking the right things, and that's mean, making sure your GA4, which used to be Google Analytics, is there to, or if you're using Adobe, but GA4 is the most common one. Making sure your CRM integration is also right. I didn't touch on it, but offline data are also important to really get the best out uh, uh, um, of your optimization, because yeah, that's mean you are taking information from a real, um, your real customer, your real buyer, and when you feed the system with those information, offline information, it helping you get the best out of what you are currently doing. Then the second step would be defining success in business terms. I mentioned earlier vanity metrics, but yeah, it's really is that what does success means to you as a business person? Not only clicks. So that's mean making sure you have your return on your ad spend right, and even tied it to the profit, because yeah, return on ad spend would not even be considering, all the other aspects. So really, are you profitable or no? And once you consider all of that, it will help you properly optimize the campaign and make them work. Then the third step would be segment your audience smartly. This is touching on what we've said. That means differentiate who are decision maker, who are influencer, who are researcher. That's they won't be having the same impact. And if we identify them properly, that will also help you allocate budget accordingly and have more efficiency. On that part, I will take an example. One of our clients, um, when analyzing their channels, we found that on Meta they were having the highest cost per acquisition. However, when looking at the lifetime value of those clients, those were the most relevant. So that means it wasn't a problem to allocate more budget there because we knew that that's where they are making more money. If you don't have that segmentation, you might just be saying, oh, okay, we have a cost per acquisition, which is one of the metrics. You could say cost per acquisition is too high there, but without having the offline information about the lifetime value, you will be missing the point. You could cut out, that channel where really, it's where you are getting the most value. And then it will be the differentiation on the messaging. So build a creative and message that speaks directly to the pain point. So and this is again, understanding your audience really. If you understand them, that means you will talk their language. And then the fifth one I would add there would be test, test, and test relentlessly. Uh, Again, you counting, probably this is the 10th time. I would say the click is just the beginning. So that means once you have the click, what can I do from that point? Understanding your client, testing a few different aspect of your messaging on your landing pages. That's how really. And that's why, coming back to where we started, yeah, a lot of advertisers, when they will be coming, they would not have the time to do all of this because it's a full-time job, to be testing different aspects, for a few weeks, to validate one hypothesis. If you're a business person, your job would not certainly be, doing that. And that's why it's a recipe for failure when, business people start trying to do what is not their job. And even here, you could see, even as a marketer, there are a lot of steps, to be taken. And all of us, digital marketer, we are not necessarily taking those.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so I've written this down. Let me just quickly recap for the audience. Yeah. So the first one you said is fix your tracking. So G4 Google Analytics with the CRM integration, that should also be right.
Yeah.
Defining success in business terms, I think that's an extremely important one. Like, why are we doing this? Right? Like, what's the objective here? Right?
Yeah.
Segmenting your audience smartly. Back to what you were saying earlier, like at what stage are they at? Right? How many different groups, especially in B2B, right? How many different groups are we targeting? Um, Differentiation in terms of messaging, I think that's another big miss with a lot of these campaigns, right? That the messaging is just too generic, or perhaps they're just using whatever Chat GPT gave them, and then testing. Which leads me to another question, Serge, because I'm pretty sure it's impacted your area of expertise as well. And we are in 2025 at the time of this recording, but AI. How has AI impacted PPC, and where do you see this going? Like, how can AI help or hurt PPC?
Yeah, that's a good one, and I didn't have it. This is you added. I was like,
Mhm.
okay, Christian is, just uncommon, not asking anything about AI. I was surprised. No, so there we go. Yeah, AI is, it's a part of our lives, all of us. Now, it's starting from the beginning. So why? So the question I'm asking myself is, why do I even need AI? For uh, because yeah, guess what? If it's just to be following the trend, it will be just noise more than anything. However, coming to PPC, yeah, AI has been in PPC for a long while, even long before ChatGPT. We have more and more, smart bidding, all those AI influence. I remember when I started PPC 16 years back, not making me look younger, but yeah, don't worry, I'm 25 in my head.
You are young. For those that are listening, they're only listening to the audio version. I mean, Serge is a young looking guy.
Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I would say PPC used to be manual, where you
Mhm.
could really influence, but AI now and automation are part of the equation. Uh, to answer in a very simple, term to your question about AI, it's yeah, AI is there. It's a tool like any other tools, and it's what you do with that tool that really matters. And also, it's what I'm trying to avoid. It's being lazy, as you mentioned. When talking about the hard copy differentiation and people just getting what they are receiving from ChatGPT. Um, yeah, the question is using it as a tool, which means it could be doing a lot of stuff, calculation, pulling together information, all those things that are boring. Let's use the word. I can't say it otherwise. So AI would be doing that and freeing us, space to be strategizing, doing all the steps we mentioned. Uh, uh, Understanding our market, the competition, segmenting, differentiating, our messaging, putting together the strategy, because yeah, AI won't be able to do that, at least not properly. So yeah, that's for me, how yeah, positioning ourselves with AI. But yeah, we are using it definitely, to make our life easier, not the other way around, not to replace us. And actually, this this one, yeah, I was at a conference last week in Manchester, and that was the very topic, and also a personal experience. It was my birthday last week, and so when there we had Ed Sheeran, the singer, you probably know. We had
Yes.
his impersonator, who came at the event.
Yeah.
Now, at a personal level, I'm just one of those guys who can walk past any celebrity, out. So I went for my selfie, and I was pretty much convinced, that it was the real one.
Hmm.
Because and I went had a chat, told him it was my birthday. Oh, so he sung me, a happy birthday, which I was pleased to publish. Like, okay, I had the real Ed Sheeran, singing me happy birthday, but it turned out, it was a fake one. So coming back to AI, one of the I had an academic who was discussing on that topic, and he said one of the main competency we'll need in the future with AIs would be for expert to really be expert to drive AI and you know uh, tell it when it's wrong or right. And that was a perfect example, with that Ed Sheeran experience.
Absolutely, absolutely. And belated happy birthday, by the way. It's I did see the post and I looked closely at the picture and I'm like, yeah, that's not the real guy.
So you were right.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I didn't have a lot of people,
Mm,
coming to say it looks like for a lot of people,
yeah.
I wasn't scammed, on my own.
Yeah. Fantastic, fantastic. Okay. So we get to the next question, which I call the soapbox question. What is a status quo in your area of expertise, so PPC, that you passionately disagree with and why?
Okay. Yeah, one of those we already touched on it. It's
Mm,
for me, it's PPC. It's set it and forget it.
mm,
And a lot of campaigns I'm auditing are just that way. So you could see people, they just created the campaign, and
yeah,
they are expecting the system to turn it magically positively. So yeah, that's I disagree. So when I mentioned that the step to go, the very last one was to test and test. So yeah, this is where the real magic is happening. Within PPC when we're testing. So if we set and forget, we won't be able to really see what works. And at this point, I would also bring the diversification. Google is 90% of the PPC ecosystem. That's fine. However, it's not the world, the entire ecosystem. And on this one, we have just the second search engine, in the world, Microsoft Art, which is getting ignored. Sorry, and so with that, I would just use a metaphor to say if PPC it's a brand, and our brain is having two hemisphere, Google will be the left one, and then Microsoft will be the right one. And I'm seeing a lot of PPC or advertiser just running on one hemisphere. So if you have one hemisphere, you will never know. You might even be successful on Google, but it will never be complete. Once you have a functioning PPC brand where you have Google running, and then Microsoft, who is coming, and the way it's working, because it's two different search engine, would be coming incrementally to what you are achieving on Google. So that's really where you have the magic of the full potential of your PPC.
absolutely, absolutely. And it goes back to what you were saying earlier on in the conversation. It's a the set it and forget it is also a very dangerous mindset, and it could lead to it could lead also to a tremendous waste of money if you don't know what you're doing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Which is sometime for when business owner are managing their Google Ads, that just that's just naturally happens because yeah, it's not
Mm,
their job. They are
right.
focused on running their business, doing what they are good at. So they will be like, okay, we have some PPC running, and that's just a waste for everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Here comes the bonus question, which I kind of like. I hinted at it already previously, but the rumor on LinkedIn is that you're a runner,
Oh,
and
okay, yeah.
I've seen some videos of you running, and you've clearly like participated in some marathons and the like. So my question to you, Serge, is like, what is it? What is it about running that you've learned that you've applied in your professional life?
Oh, yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
a profound one. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would say, yeah, the rumor on LinkedIn is right. Yeah, running is an important part of my life, and even
Mm-hmm.
exercising. It's an
Yeah.
important part of my life. I'm coming from a football background, and most gradually I went into running. And past 6 years, I've been more of a runner, participating. To date, I participated to 3 marathons, so Paris, Edinburgh, and London this year, and most recently completed a half marathon, the Royal Park one in London. So with running, long distance running remind me just the way life is. So life is a marathon. So it's not a sprint. And with running, it's if when you get that mindset, a marathon does mean you are going the distance. That means you need to really, well, I will bring it back a bit to the PPC. So you need to strategize. If you are to cover 42 kilometers, well, it's becoming serious. So you need to make sure you really manage, time, your effort. You have a proper strategy, because you can't just, wake up and say, okay, I will cover 42K. You'll be, really uh, going into trouble. So strategizing, and then planning, and that will be influencing, even your way of living. Because yeah, how you rest, how you recover, how you eat, and so yeah, uh, and then it's also pushing you to the limit. That's mean your mindset, which is actually the most important, when doing this, because to run a marathon, it will be, yeah, a bit about, you need to train that for sure, but it will be about going beyond the physical battle, and at that point it will be more what you have in your mindset or no. Do you believe you can do it or no? Are you fighting uh, to, to keep on going when your body is saying, okay, I can't take it anymore? So, and all of those things, when you bring them back to normal life, is just, on a daily basis. You're a business person, we have up and down. You will have no client, sometime. So how are you behaving, with when all those things are happening? And in between the running, I also developed my proper tools. One of them being what I call my three nose philosophies, which I'm happy to share with our listeners here. Could be helping. It's working for me, and yeah, I'm sure if you guys are testing it, it will be working. So the first no, it's no excuses. That's been whatever you set yourself to do, you just go for it. You don't find excuses. So it's a respect you give to yourself. The second no, it's a no complaint. Life is, life is throwing us a lot of stuff. Not only is, chocolate, if I can say, but yeah, you have to face it when it's there. If you complain, it won't change anything. So that's mean not complaining set you to finding the solution. And the third one is no self pity. You can still say, okay, I was born in whatever it is, I'm this or that. That won't change anything. The question is, are you willing to consider that, however, whatever your condition, is not what defines you, it's what you do, next. That will be the important step. So yeah, my trainers philosophy would be the bonus for our
Wow.
listener.
No excuses, no complaints, and no self pity. So not only is Serge a PPC expert, but he's also a philosopher. No, but it's awesome, man. Awesome. I love it. I love it. But Serge, this has been such a great conversation. Thank you so much for coming on and for sharing your expertise and your experience and your running advice with the listeners. Um, Quick introduction to yourself and how people out there can get in touch with you. And I did notice, there were a couple of hints in the conversation. There were a lot of like medical terms floating around. What's the story there?
The story. So yeah, a quick intro about me. I'm Serge. Um, your PPC doctor. I'm called the PPC doctor in the industry. I do quite a lot of public speaking in the digital marketing space. I'm George Award at the Search Award in the UK, globally, and at international levels. I have 16 years experience in PPC, and I run my agency called Your PPC Doctor. If people want to be in touch with me, they can type my name online. I'm quite active on LinkedIn, so Serge Nguele, you will find me. Yeah, wearing something with this PPC Doctor. This is the branding. And to your question, why your PPC doctor? So there is a real story there. I'm a former med student, so I studied medicine to become a proper doctor. But for some reason, I will spare the details. I pivoted into marketing and specialized into digital and PPC. So when I was creating my agency, the name was natural. Your PPC Doctor, which is also a real way of doing stuff. I don't call client. I still call, my patients, and I'm having the doctor mindset within your PPC, where we really listen, and then we listen, then we diagnose, prescribe, and from the prescription we follow up with care. So yeah, that's the doctor mindset at your PPC Doctor.
Fantastic, fantastic. The only thing you don't do is tell people to breathe in, breathe out, and cough for me, please. And
Not
yeah,
yet.
not yet. Fantastic, fantastic. Serge, once again, thank you so much for your time. Take care, stay safe, and talk to you soon.
Okay, yeah, speak soon, Christian. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Okay, bye for now.
Yeah, bye.